We're muted. Now we're not muted. Hey, audio. All right, so that's first step. Next step is to see if... what's next? Let's see if the smithy focus works the way I want it to. It does not, and that's because everything has just changed as far as that's concerned. I forgot about that. Configure. Smithy, title, smithy. How do I change that though? There it is, smithy focus is no longer called smithing focus. It's now called, oh yeah it is, smithy focus. There we go. Anvil focus. I'm calling that. Dice focus, I'm calling GoPro. Be Right Backstage is called Be Right Back. Chat is called Just Chatting. End is called Ending. And now my buttons should all work again. Let's find out. Hey, Ben. Yeah, I'm getting a slow start this morning because I didn't finish setting up things like I said I was going to last live stream. Hey, look at that. That's good. However, what's not in the corner here? What's not in the corner here? Ah, I forgot to set that part. Let's go add that. So that's what's supposed to be in the corner there. So let's fix that. We'll go ahead and... Where's that? Right there. Copy it. Sure, yep. Paste it. Move it. There we go. Throw it in just the corner. You're getting the behind the scenes tour of what it takes to set up these silly things. And there's that. Yay! Alright, one more scene to look at. Ha! Yes! Alright. Good, good, good. Hey, Paul! Alright, that's good. We are now rocking and rolling with the new theme. I hope you guys like the new theme. It's a little less cluttered on the main screen here. Or I should say on these main screens. Hey, granddads! Yeah, I love the transition. That's one of the reasons I actually spent money, real money on this theme, is the transition. Alright. So we're going to go back here to Smithy Focus where you get to stare at my face for a minute. And, hey, Daniel! How's it going? Hey, let's see, what else? I was hoping to see Shane jump in here because he shared a kind of a challenge with me to start the forge fire without fire. So, I want to see if I can accomplish that. I don't know if I have any wood here that's dry enough to work with. Yeah, maybe. Nope. Yep, there we go. That's painted. I don't want to use painted wood. Not for this. Well, nice of you to join me since you decided to be up this morning. We're going to go over here. I'm going to set this aside for a moment. And we're going to see about breaking up some wood. It may not be dry enough. Let's try that piece. That looks drier. Let's go with that piece. Try to make ourselves some kindling here. Wrong one. Wrong hammer. Better hammer. Yeah, this stuff might be just a little too wet. No, maybe not. It's only wet on the outside. It was just me fighting a nail in the mix. This isn't going to be the polished presentation that we saw. You can see on the YouTube video Shane shared with me, but we're going to see if I can actually reproduce the effect. I've got a little bit of kindling here. Don't need a lot. I also have coal I'll be putting on top. Charcoal I'll put on top. Hey, LinkedIn user. Right now, we're going to just start a fire without fire. We'll see if we can do that. It's just something fun to try. I've done it once, but that was not with wood. That wasn't solid fuel that I did it with. I did it with paper and gas. So once the paper's lit, gas is going to go right up. This time, we're going to try it with solid fuel, because that one I haven't tried yet. That looks good enough. All right. Yep, that's the one, Daniel. After 2 a.m. Yeah, I don't blame you, Paul. I appreciate you dropping in, though. All right. And I got paper here because my wife just created and this is like really thin paper, so that should go up real nice. No effort at all, really. Let's go over to the forge, and I'll turn the light on because you'll get to see. I had to do some cleaning out in there. There we go. Hey, Adam. All right, so with that, I'm going to go ahead and grab a fistful of charcoal and have it at the ready here. Have the kindling. It's all, I'm just going to get it out of the way so it's not causing me. Have it at the ready here. Have the paper at the ready, just off to the side. As a matter of fact, let's put it someplace where it isn't going to fall. We'll just put it right there. And grab my heavy hammer, just because it'll be fun to see if I can keep up the pace. Not an insomniac, okay. Hey, Kevin. We got a pretty full house today. All right, let's see if I can do this. Now, I know I can make metal hot just by hitting it. I've done it before. It is not fun to hold a elaborate glove, and not because it's hot, but because it vibrates all the way down the rod. All right. don't think it's even close to hot enough yet, but not yet. Now, this is a cold anvil, so who knows? Oh, that's wearing a guy out. I'll tell you that. Oh, it's warm. Just not warm enough to light fire yet. This metal's going to be useless for anything after I'm done. I'll have to cut it off and throw it away. Oh, that's... Whew. I don't know if I've got the endurance for it. Whew. I don't think so, folks. We'll have to work up to this one. It's hot. Whew, that's hot. You see the metal splintering. Not even close. Hot enough to be uncomfortable to touch, not hot enough to catch fire. All right. We'll work our ways up to that one. That's where it'll get red? Okay. Well, that's easy enough. We'll just go over the edge of the anvil and start making a point. Whew. Let's switch to a lighter and a hammer so I'm not killing myself. Whew. Yeah, I don't think I have the endurance at this point. Whew. My forearm is pissed. Whew. That piece of metal is just garbage now. Let's take advantage of the fact that I got still sharp edges on my anvil. Just get rid of that mess. All right. I gotta let this. Yeah. Yep. Chunk just splintered off. I cut off the part that was splintering. Yeah, that's right. I'm about to give up for this time. We'll try it again another time. Wow. It was a fun effort, that's for sure. But yeah, I think I definitely gave my forearm a workout there. So let's just go back to the good old way of starting things. The torch. There we go. That's catching. I can help it, as I always do. This is the normal startup procedure anyway, so the fallback plan wasn't much of a fallback. Just one variable changed. We'll go ahead and stick one larger piece of charcoal in there in case I get to be too chatty. It's not anthracite, but if I get too chatty, it still goes out, right? There's that lovely sound that lets us know it's actually getting good airflow, good combustion. I don't know if you guys can hear that, but I'm going to let you hear it in case you've not heard it. In case there's actually one person here who's never worked with a solid fuel forge. Solid fuel forge won't always make that lovely sound. If it's not making that sound, you're not getting good airflow. Go ahead and pull that bigger chunk in. We'll go start laying coke around it. My wife recently reached out while she was out shopping it and saw something called coal slag and asked me if that's useful. I had to look it up. I'd never heard of coal slag. Why in the world you would put it in bags to sell? Come to find out, you don't want to buy that stuff for forging. I'm not sure what you want to buy it for, though. So then she was at Tractor Supply and saw that you can order nut and rice coal from them. Had to look that up. nut is smaller than rice. I don't know if it's anything like pea. That's what I've got. But it's anthracite that you get from them. And that won't work because I'm not installing a constantly running blower right now. That requires electricity. And I got just enough right now to run the live stream. So let's go ahead and get that working. I'm just going to keep piling it up towards the back. Pull it forward when I need it. Apparently I cooked up a whole bunch of it last live stream. You'll see that there's a new brick in there. That one front brick likes to burn up pretty easily. Become my primary source of clinker. All right, let's get this fire up into the coal. And then we're going to go ahead and continue work on this this knife I've been working on for my buddy Mike out of his coil spring. We'll bring it back to there. Yep, there we go. While I crank this, I'll talk about what's going on. So this was my first attempt with his coil spring, and as he said, I get to keep the first one because that's the one I'm going to make my mistakes on and learn from. I'll finish this one up for myself because it is a suitable knife. If I'm not careful, I could have cut myself with that blade. Not badly because I haven't sharpened it that much. But yeah, it's a functional blade. So this time I'm coming around and I gave myself more. The biggest mistake I made was I didn't give myself enough of material for the tang to put scales on it. Now I've got more than enough material here. So yeah, not a problem there. I'm going to thin it out a bit, but not by a lot. Maybe about as thin as the blade itself, because that's plenty stiff too. So that's what I'll probably start working on today. And then from there, I'll go start putting the bevels in. And once I've got the bevels in, the rest of the work, I do need to recenter the blade. Obviously, it's not centered right now. So when I say recenter, I guess I should say I need to center the blade. So that's easy enough to be done. We need to get it over here to the side of the anvil and smack it a couple of times, you know, full off face blows practically, or most, you know, 1/4 face blow. And that'll shift the blade towards the center and establish the set down that I want there. So that's the work for today. Now that my arm's starting to recover, I can stop talking and start doing. I'll come over and see what you guys have been talking about first, though. I'll stack up some more coal behind this coal. And I actually just kept this coal in water. It's been raining, so it didn't have enough dryness in the air to dry it out, which is fine by me. I did read on one of the forums out there that, yeah, you can, as long as, if it's bituminous, you can definitely burn coal dust. And do exactly what I did. I just read that this week when I was researching the coal that Tractor Supply sells. So having it wet helps that coal dust coke up pretty easily. All right. All right. Scrolling back. I don't know if I already said howdy to Alexis, but howdy, Alexis. Glad to hear you didn't end up a really bad story. Man, when we cave to the peer pressure against our own best benefit, that's awful. Use the safety measures that were given to you. I'd like to keep seeing you on these shows and in your own show. Happy birthday, Kevin. Did I miss a Kevin's birthday? Or is that a belated... It's not a silly idea, Paul. I just need to, work on some of my endurance. I've not gotten enough exercise lately. Cold Forger, Hulk Smash, metal moves. Yes. Yeah, I like charcoal, but it leaves a lot of ash in the forge. So I've found, I think it was, who was it that was telling me this? I think it was, I can turn off this light now, it's not needed. I think it was Jurgen who was saying, it might have been Rob, it's one of those guys over there who are old world, right? That charcoal burns just as hot as coal, and I have no doubt about that. It's just a matter of, with charcoal, I had to clean out the pot for a different reason, and that was to get all the ash out. But I love the smell of charcoal. We have a pellet stove in our house, and when you walk outside, you get the just faintest hint of that. I have 2 fire pits. Clearly, I love working with charcoal, smelling charcoal. But I do enjoy the fact that I'm not having to clean out for the purposes of getting the ash out of there. I still have to clean it out, but that's just more to see if there's clinker in there. Or if any of the, just to do typical forge maintenance. Awesome for icy driveways. I did not know that. Thank you. That's good to know now, because we get those. It doesn't snow much here, but the rain, when it gets overnight and it freezes, is still dangerous. So, and then we do get snow from time to time. And schnack it, skack it, schnack it. I don't know. Isotopes, yes. So, Alexis, you've actually, what's the word for it? Prospected for gold, right? And if I understood that correctly, then the question that I kept wanting to ask is, did you ever turn any of that into anything interesting? And did you make gold leaf out of it? The whole episode, nobody even brought up your history with prospecting, and they had good reason to avoid doing so. So, I mean, there's that. In other words, it wasn't the topic of the show, but yeah. That was, 3 weeks ago now? And if anybody doesn't know what the heck I'm talking about, you missed a heck of a good series on some fundamentals. Well, not fundamentals. Some of the inspiration for so much artistic blacksmithing. I mean, I know I'm working on a knife today, but it's not my passion. The artistic blacksmithing stuff is. And, man, I'm going to go back and rewatch, the episodes of Impractical Blacksmithing to see that stuff again, listen to it all again. Many times during that show, I'm out feeding animals because daybreak is daybreak. It doesn't matter, if something I'm interested in is going on or not. And the animals know it's daybreak. So, get that down where there we go. But like today, you saw I was lurking. When I say y'all, Alexis and Adam know. I was lurking as I went out to take care of the animals. A bunch of others know that too. Hey, Jurgen. Hard rock mining and placer mining. I don't know placer mining. Hello, Rob. Was just mentioning you guys. 25C. That is an actually pleasant day. Nuggies and flour gold. Ah. Editing, yes. Panning and streams. Okay, I've heard of panning. I never heard of the other term until just today. So now I learned something. I say I learn something new every day, but the fact is I learn something new I learn a ton of new things every day. So. Because I like to hang out with smart people like y'all. And Ben. Colorado. That's right. If you're not learning, you're not living. Even if all you're learning is, shouldn't have done that. Okay, let's see if we can center this blade. I know I can. I just got to find the right place to hit. Hit it in the right place, Jack. There's the right place. Hit it in the right place without thinning it. There we go. You can't see that. Let's go to there. That was the wrong one. That's the right one. I got to work on renaming some buttons. See? We're about center now. And if I really wanted it to be a sharp transition, I could grind away. But honestly, I don't want it to be a sharp transition. So that's kind of exactly where I would want it. I got a large bolster here. That's nice. Put the handle on behind it. That'll be nice. All right, so next step is to start thinning that out, which means it's time to switch to a pair of tongs. Let's see about straightness. The only place that it's not straight is in the handle area. We'll be working on that, so that's fine. The blade itself is pretty straight. One eyeball it. You guys can see it probably there too. All right, let's go ahead and grab some tongs. Now, what I've learned on these tongs, I've realized now, I made the tong handles too springy. Yep, too springy. So, at least for this clip for sure, I need to probably make a little C-clip. And then it wouldn't be so springy. Alright, into the forge, really deep. There we go. Hey, Roy! You're slumming with us? Wait a minute. No way. Too hard. I gotta just scroll again. Ben Toombs. Granddad's Ben. Holy shit! Christ-centered Ironworks. Wow. Thank you. Thanks for stopping in. I feel legitimized. I mean, it's not like the impractical blacksmiths being here don't make me feel legitimized, but they kind of put me on the board to begin with. Now I've got like the most famous blacksmith on YouTube, I think, in here. We are, that's a good question, John. Show up a little late, but that's all right. We're gonna see about making some more progress on V2 of a barbecue knife from my buddy's Nova Springs, Coil Springs. So at this point, I centered the blade. That's John Switzer. You know, I can't say for sure. I haven't looked at the stats, but I suspect Roy has. So he would be the one to tell me whether or not he's more famous than Mr. Switzer. Two-time winner of Quad State. Yeah, John. I know I've said it to you elsewhere, but holy cow, that was beautiful. I think even Roy has to say he's a bit impressed on that one. And did he inspire you to do the gold leaf, or was that something you were planning all along? Less liked but more famous. For those who don't know, because I do have friends that jump on here, Roy is self described as the least likable blacksmith on YouTube. And there's probably no truth to that, but you know, you go with the self-esteem you got. You try to make it better. I think the big difference is Roy does do rants, and I don't think Switzer does rants. So, I mean, some people like it that way. Oh, Alex Steele's not a blacksmith anymore. I mean, he does blacksmithing, and I do watch his stuff, but he's not a blacksmith anymore. He's gone to anything he can make with metal situation. All right. No, I'm not dissing on Alec, to be honest. I like Alec content, so. As I said, I'm going to thin this out. I'm fortunate I didn't get it hot in places I don't want it to move. I don't want to thin too much, but I do need it to thin out a bit. I want it to thin to about the same as this part of the blade here. Let's get it hot again. And I will say, Roy should recognize I've taken a lot of inspiration from him, so. I was just talking about how I made these tongs reins too springy, Roy, if you didn't hear that, to be able to use my tong clip you inspired. Oh, well, yeah, true. There's no knife making in yours, I don't think. I think you have made a blacksmith's knife, though. And just like me, I don't make knives either. I'm making this one because my buddy asked me to make him a knife out of the coil springs he gave me. Now, I've already made several tools from it, and I'll be making some more because what I really want to do is the repose, as you say, or as repose, as other people say. The artistic blacksmithing is what draws my attention, not knife making. But suffice it to say, be that as it may, okay, yeah, that's a question I didn't hear answered during the whole quad state. Who showed up in kilts? Yamez did show up in a kilt. Nice. I'll be bringing mine next year. This year didn't happen because of lots of things in the world of employment for Mr. Pines. Things should be better next year. It wasn't a money issue. It was a I don't think I can afford to step away right now as the world is shifting like mad at the office. So, all right. That buddy that I'm making this for, who was so kind to give me his coil springs, was my rock at the company, and he decided he didn't want to deal with, well, let's just say he wanted to go work with some people he helped establish a business with. We'll be nice and PC on that one. There might have had something to do with the fact that he didn't feel like having to be up during India's business hours, but I don't know that you heard it from me. All right, we're getting there. I could grind this away, but I think it's a darn shame to see people throw away metal like that. I'm here to be a blacksmith, not a grinder. And yes, I know. Grinding is a part of blacksmithing. It's not my favorite part. All right, we got what feels like a little bit of a twist in there. Might have to go over to the vise to fix that, but it still needs to be thinned just a hair more. So let's do that first. And the twist is in the handle, but handle or not, it's a twist, and I can untwist. All right. Don't have the legs for a kilt. I have the perfect legs for a kilt at night because they glow. They're that white. Ah, Shane, you forgot them? I got a 3D printer. I need to go work on the bed leveling, but yeah, I just got that. Crossed his legs or uncrossed his legs? I think there'd be a problem if... Oh, crossed his legs as in lifted a leg. Yeah, that's not cool. uh... Agape or agave? Yep, you wear the sporin, darn it. You with a kilt, you wear a sporin and you man spread. Unless somebody asks you, what do you wear under your kilt? The answer to that is nothing, else it wouldn't be a kilt, it'd be a skirt. I know what agape is, I just was making sure, because, you know, matured agave, treated just right, will let you put up with a lot too. For some people, it makes their clothes fall off. Woman's mini. All right, back in the fire. Push that piece of charcoal back in there. I don't have any real concern the fire is going to go out right now, but charcoal's not doing me any good sitting on the tool rest. The spill out plate. Nothing works under a skirt as well. Yeah. Helper. That's bad, Ben. Okay, so the Scots at the Scottish camps are by the rules required to wear athletic shorts underneath their kilts. They don't want to be flashing the crowd full of kids. Now, in Scotland, I don't know if those rules exist. Yep, I had a great kilt for that too. But I'll tell you, it was great in the morning, wrap myself up in it. But by midday in Florida, where the temperature swings are crazy, I was so glad I could just drop it because I was hot. If you look at the pictures on Facebook of me doing fair or blacksmithing at the Highland Games, you'll see that. Looks more like a shirt than a shirt. I'm confused. Skirt. Okay. Wi-Fi live stream some of the Forge. Yeah, I hear ya. I'm doing it via my iPhone at this point. Thankfully, I got 5G. Hopefully, next week, I'll be able to live stream from my home internet. We'll see. It'll be also AT&T 5G. Starlink can, go bye-bye. Their service is okay for downloads, but I don't know how many times I've been on a Teams call, Zoom call, and somebody says, or I can even hear it, that tells me I'm lagging. Almost made that stupid all metals hot mistake. I haven't said that for a while, have I? Got to remember that first rule of blacksmithing. I went to reach for the end of the piece I'm working on to push it back into the forge as I'm raking new coal over things. That would have been a mistake. Remember, just in time. Gotcha. Only the dancers, huh? I'll tell you, the ones in at the Central Florida Highland Games had to be clad as they're spinning around to toss that stone or sheep. The pitchforks, oh man, we had fun because one of the athletes came in with their pitchfork. It had bent tine, so we had to do some repair on it. It was great to actually be useful to the games for once, not just an audience entertainment thing. And heavens knows, a wooden pole could splinter and catch a kilt and lift it, but I don't know. What do I know? I'm not about to try and pick up a telephone pole. All right, let's go ahead and start doing some cleanup. Get things straightened back up again. Nope, don't go bouncing. Just realized I didn't put on my safety glasses. That video, man. Thomas was fortunate that day. Who was it that was talking, saying how they got to? That was you, Adam, wasn't it? Saying how you got to teach one of your kin, I think it was, about some shop safety and best way to hold a hammer. And I'm sitting here constantly having to force myself to remember, don't put my thumb on top. Need to heat that up. We need to straighten that up. Because it's gotten all wiggly. Wiggly is not good. Don't. Piece hit the ground. Drop forged. If you're an internet blacksmith, I think you have to use that joke, right? It's in our contract. Roy would know. He'd know that better than I would. I mean, I got like, what, 100 subscribers? I don't think they've even approached me with a contract yet, but I'm getting ready. All right, that's not hot enough to actually fix the bend I've got in there. Let's fix that. turn that fire. There we go. That's better. Oh, who's having to be wished good luck? John's dropping out of here. Off to finish. Go. Oh yeah. Try to not spook them all. Coffee pot's empty. Uh-oh. Speaking of which, I did drop something. That means that a drink is required. And this time, I brought my my hot coffee out. It was a cold morning. And I just realized I'm not letting anybody in on my secret identity the way I was holding my coffee. Oh, that's good. Pumpkin spice. Love that time of year. I don't go off throwing money at Starbucks, but I still like the season. And the seasoning. Let's see here. What we got here? John Coffey and Bob B. I don't know Bob B. Bob B. Bob. Bob. Or do I know Bob B? Yeah, Highland Games are definitely a different beast. That's right. Make stuff. It's good for you. It's good for the soul. Definitely. Make stuff. Contract. Wait a minute. Adam, you don't have a contract? You've been at this a lot longer than I have. Uh, 12. Wow. I just got my 3D printer like a month ago at most. A couple of weeks ago, maybe. I've printed a few things, and then now my bed leveling I cannot get anything to stick to the bed. I even bought a new mat because the old one I scraped up. That was dumb. I still can't get anything to stick, and I've tried glue. So it's got to have something to do with leveling. Bob Bew, B&B Forge. Well, that was very cool of him to come in here and hang out. That's right. That is we all do that. Every piece of software we've ever installed. I've always said that one day I'm going to create a free piece of software. It will state it's a free piece of software, but it'll have a little clause in there that says if you meet me, you have to buy me a cup of coffee or a beer, your choice. And nobody will have agreed to the. I mean, everybody will agree to that contract, and nobody will realize that they've agreed to it. All right, let's get some things straightened back up again. Nobody wants to see my face. Let's do this the right way. All right, that looks right there. We're getting close. Tappity tap. And I just bent it again. So easy. When there's so many different pieces that can bend. Really need to pair. Well, the only reason this would be so much easier if I actually created a pair of blade tongs, but I just don't plan on doing enough blades to make it worth my while. I'll probably make this one and other requests. That's it. And nobody's really going to be requesting. All right, let's get this right. We're going to get it hot. We're going to take it to the to the oh, I know the name of it, the vise. Oh, duh. Thanks, Adam. That seems like a no-brainer now, doesn't it? That's right. The easiest way to not have that problem is don't make knives. All right, let's try this again. This time, let's put it down. Let's take Adam's advice. It's probably the smartest advice. Let's grab it. Look at that. I bet it doesn't bend then. Look at that. Straight in a matter of seconds. Oh, it's the simple things. Simple, simple, simple things. All right. I like it. I don't need to do any more work on that. All right. We're going to go ahead and just make sure it's flat and straight. Use the anvil's face. It's nice and flat and straight. There we go. Hold the blade by its diagonals because I haven't put an edge on it yet. It's not going to hurt anything. Not that this area needs to be any straighter, but all right. It's good enough for now. We can work on a little more straightening later. Let's go ahead and start beveling. See if that tip comes out the way I want it to. It's the first time I'm actually preforming the tip instead of trying to straighten a banana when I'm done. Stretch, stretch, stretch. So anybody ever wonder, my anvil's height is a little taller than most, precisely because I got back problems. And I'm getting old enough, my eyes are like, do I need to be down here to make sure I got that right? You know, progressives are good, but you got to tilt your head just the right way. So the fact is, this allows me to be just a little bit closer to the anvil. Yes, it means I probably don't get as good a swing. And I'm talking about all this because I know that as I do my Abana thing, people are going to say, you know, talk about your anvil. You know, here's the heel, here's the horn, here's the cutting step, things like that. But I'm more just wanting to focus on this because people have commented in the past that your anvil height should be knuckle height. Knuckle height is bent elbow height. It's actually quite a bent elbow type height. Let me just pull it back just a hair bit more. And you'll see my elbow, as I drop down, that's pretty good bend. But I was watching a bunch of Slavic smiths and noticed that theirs was about the same way. And I will say, it's been much easier on my back, which I do have some back issues from times when people decided the back seat of my vehicle was the best place to stop at, you know, stoplights. You know, that's chronic. That's for the rest of my life. That's a problem. And so I have to take care or else I'm in spasm and probably down for the count as I was, I think it was Tuesday night, due to having to take a serious muscle relaxant to get the spasm to stop. It doesn't stop the pain, just stops the spasm. So take care of yourself. Take the proper precautions when they're available to you. Alexis, living is better than not living. Living without pain is better than living with pain. So yeah, wear your safety glasses. I know I haven't got mine on today, but I always wear glasses that have safety glass. So the only thing I should be doing right now is wearing the ones that make it so that nothing can fly from the side. So let's do that because I'm remembering now. ADHD is a bitch. Habits are like nearly impossible to form. You just have to think through a checklist every time. Nothing comes habitually. There we go. Look at that. Oh, time to clean these. Can't see squat. Can't see what you guys are saying. Okay, now I can. Had to lower your vice because it's too high for grinding work. Yep. So you adjust your world. One size fits all. There's best practices, right? This sounds like a Roy rant. There's best practices, and then there's what can work for you. You might discover that what's working for you can be improved, but in the meantime, don't just automatically assume that somebody else's best practice is going to work for you. Star trekking across the universe. Is that what you were listening to just a few minutes ago? Jim, I'm a doctor, not... Oh, there we go. Now I get it. Had to go back a little bit. Yeah, no, we don't. We come in peace, shoot to kill. That sounds like Mars attacks. Yep, high vices for bad eyesight. That's especially if you're doing fine work in your vice. That's right. Living with pain is better than not living. Anvil height should be about loose knuckle height as a guide, plus or minus where it is comfortable for you. There you go. Thank you. Not a hard and fast rule. In case that didn't show up in the stream, because it was... Oh no, it did. It shows up in my in the on screen, so it's going to be there. I need to go and check and see if I've gotten all of the parts. I know I got at least 2 of them, but I think I'm missing one, or is it 2? Is it 4 parts now, Adam? And feel free to drop a link in to the books. I don't know if the bot will filter them out or not, but say a word or two, drop the link in, and you're welcome to do so. Yeah, right? The safe place problem. We have safe places galore in our house. We'll never find the thing we put in there ever again. I have found the best thing for me has been the reminders on my phone. Without reminders, you know, boy, I don't know what I would get done. Or timers too, to help me just remember, oh yeah, I was going to go back and finish this thing at this point. So I don't forget something in the oven for, you know, too long. Oh, but do I need the full compendium if I bought all the other 4 parts? And don't think I won't send you $200, Adam, just to have some sweet nothing time with you in the tent. I don't know what we'll do with that. We'll probably play D&D or something, but all right, let's start this. This is exciting. Let's do it the right way, which is actually use the edge of the anvil. There we go. Be easier if I did it from here. And I let it get cold just trying to figure out how in the world do I work around my anvil. Too funny. All right. There's something wrong here because I remember doing this in a way that didn't cause me so much consternation trying to figure out how to work on it. So, what am I doing wrong? It's probably the fact that I'm dealing with a very long rod. And it may be, before I go ahead and put it back on the fire and waste more time on this, it may be easiest for me to use the rounded edge of my step and then just draw it back. And that way, it shouldn't be a problem. And you can see that banana was already happening right there, pulling that preform right off of there. So this is going to work great, I think. I'm going to switch to a different pair of tongs, I think. I might have to rethink those tongs. Not sure what I'll do about them yet. No, they're still the better tong, though, for this. Okay. I know what I need to do. What I need to do is reposition the piece. I mean the springy parts. It is about as good as it's going to get, though. So we'll keep going with this. All right, back into the fire. Yeah, that's what I was thinking too. I'm trying to remember. The real question is, you're absolutely right. That's not a silly thing to suggest. The question is, let me grab what I think will be my scales, or something that represents closely the scales. So, I'll show you at the face of the anvil. What I'm thinking will be my scales, and if I have to do multiple layers of them, then I will glue them up and do multiple layers. As I was given these were offcuts of some project. I need to obviously clean them. They're filthy because they've been sitting in here just collecting blown dirt. And I was thinking about putting a pair of these on each side to be my handle. And the way I was thinking of doing it was like this. I don't mind burning a piece right now if it's too hot. Okay, and with that in mind, I basically got this just right as far as how long it needs to be. Okay, and then the question becomes, do I do a capture, which would work out fine, I think. In other words, the tang would be hidden, but it'd be a captured tang. I don't know if that's a real thing or not. I just know that that's what I'm calling it. Or would that look stupid? I don't think it would look stupid, to be honest. And yes, I see it's smoking, but I'm doing my damnedest to keep my fingers away from any metal. So captured tang, and there's clearly some oil or something. Or oh no, it's water. Water steaming off of this. These very. So I'm gonna have to do some put these in the oven or something for a bit of time, and then I'll probably have to. I don't know how I'm gonna prepare them, but anyway, if I do a capture, then the handle becomes the thickness of basically two of these. Now, why did I bring this other thing over? It's because I was afraid that they would just catch fire right away, and it'd be better if I just marked it off and measure from on my fullering. Um, Blank. No, fullering die. There you go. Fullering die. Anyway, that would make it this thick. And actually, that's not a bad thickness for a handle in my hand. So it's either that or I just put it right to the top and have it exposed. But that's why I have more than enough material here to drill through and so forth. So that's what I haven't figured out yet. This is the right distance here. I probably want to still thin this out just a hair bit more. We can see it on here now where that is. And then I need basically about an inch and a half more if I wanted to put the leaf on loop on here for putting a cord through. So that gives me an idea that I could safely cut it off right there. Let's go ahead and mark it right there. If I want to give myself extra, we'll go right here. And if I cut it off there, it'll be a little more manageable, but it's not going to be a lot more manageable. But a little bit is better than none. So let's do it. Go ahead and put the blade in the vise, which helps me see all the ways. Here, let's give everybody a bit of let me try this real quick. Yeah, no, we're going to do it this way, so I'm not giving everybody a very tiny dose of what's it called when you vertigo. There we go. Motion sickness. That's the one. We'll bring this right over here to where I'm working because I want to show there that it's close to even, but it's not quite even. I can do better. It's pretty close though, but you can see it's a little fatter back here than it is up there, so I'll have to work on that a little bit some more. In the meantime, let's go make some noise. Actually, this thing isn't that noisy. And cut this off. Make sure I remember which way it pulls me. It pulls me that way, we'll go there. All right, there we go. Now, I don't know what I'll turn that into, but I'm sure it's still useful for something. What? Did I accidentally unplug something while moving things? That stinks. Let's try this again. Or did I forget to set it up? No, I didn't. I must have unplugged something. Let's figure out why it died. It died. It got too hot or something. It is I pulled it away from the heat, and pulling it away from the heat, it died. All right. There. Pulled it out. We'll go ahead and switch to Smithy view. I'll stand here and stare at what you guys are talking about for a minute while I work on this. Whew, that battery got hot. That's not good for it. Well, I guess this camera's out of commission for the day. My spare battery's not in good shape right now. Don't know why. So, camera gets to go have a little night-night in the bag. We'll deal with it later. GoPros are cool, folks, but there are limits, right? Even a GoPro is like, I don't like being right next to a really hot fire. You do see them used on the side of volcanoes, but they've got their limits. All right. Metal fell and Cam died. Hey, good timing at least. Pull that out of there. Yeah, that'll be a little bit easier to work with, I do believe. We'll go ahead and set that there. See what you guys... Hidden tang completely encompassed in wood. Through tangs go all the way through. Yeah, that's basically what I'm going to do as a through tang, except most folks, a full tang is the width of the handle. Yeah, well, we're definitely not doing a full tang. I didn't have enough material for that. Let me see. How about cutting the rod? Yeah, workable length. There we go. Get your box jaw tongs. I don't have any. I got to make some. Are you trying to keep the blade straight? If so, pre-bend forward. I did that. Actually, I did a pre-form by just cutting the part off. The bevel will straighten it out. Full wolf. If you're pre-burning the wood, so hidden tang sounds good. Yeah, except that, and I wasn't really burning it at that point. I was just lifting the moisture out of it, it turned out. Builder's chalk is handy for marking your anvil for measurements. Hidden tang is completely encompassed in the wood. Through tang goes all the way through. Yeah, and so this is a weird one though, right? Because a through tang, normally you're basically burning your way through the wood, where I'm actually putting plates on it. So I've never heard of anybody doing that, but I also don't watch a lot of bladesmiths. You know, I subscribe to them occasionally because I want to support them, but I don't watch them regularly. And most folks don't do that. You think it would be a through tang though? It's just be me routering out the width of the blade of the tang into the I just had the word, my brain. Scales. The tang is too thin unless it's a sword for me. From your description, you're going through tang. Question: how much ricasso are you giving the knife? So, yeah, good question. Let me show you that one. This is going to have a longer ricasso because it is this is not a good camera to do this with. Let's switch to a camera that's good for this. It's going to have a long ricasso here, down here. Zoom in. Make it actually care about the thing it's looking at. Nope, still no good. It also could be my eyes. Nope, that made it worse. I guess that's it right there. It's my eyes. So this is the ricasso. It's only going to be that high, right? I don't have a mechanism for doing anything but that at this point. I was thinking about making the handle kind of swoop a little bit, but there's no real reason for it other than it would look nicer, maybe. I haven't decided. And you could see the thickness of it to just, keep the stability in there. And so the plan was to just grind here a bit and then have the wood come out from it. Blend it in. Like I said, not a knife maker, so this is all just me spitballing. So, yeah. I think that answers what you're asking. How much ricasso are you giving this night? Yeah. Tang. Oh, is it all caps is trademarked, huh? Most knives with bolsters are hidden tang. Well, actually, you know what? You just probably made me forget what the difference is between a bolster and a ricasso. So there's that. Full tang. Yeah. No pop-ups. I know, right? Wouldn't pop-ups have been great in this book? Through tang with decorative finial. Yeah, exactly. That's exactly what I'm going for. Thank you, Adam. The answer is simple. That's all I did since I was about 13 years old. So my first computer was a Timex Sinclair 1000, 4K, that we, beefed up to a whole 16K. Wait a minute. Make sure we're clear. K, not M, not meg, not gig, not tera, K. That was all the memory we had. My keyboard wasn't even, I typed in the word print. You could only hit the button that had the word print on it to be able to start coding your code in there. That's how tight they were being in their memory, is you didn't get, you got special characters that were the word print. Yeah, Commodore 64. Go, man. I wished I had a 64 back when. They had all the good video games. I loved the Amiga. I was absolutely... I was so distraught when I heard that Commodore went under. It was like, what do you mean they've gone under? They're the best computer that there was at that point. All right. Let's go ahead and stop gabbing long enough to put a little more bevel on this blade. And now there's a glare on my computer. I can't read it. Nope, still there. Unsharpened piece of the blade. Oh! You mean there's a part of this I shouldn't actually put a bevel on? Hadn't even thought about that. I hadn't even thought about that. Good point. I'm at a good point right now where I could still pull that off. So, is there an appropriate amount of ricasso to put on there, Rob? It's a barbecue knife. As I think about it, barbecue knives are sharp all the way back. So, I just couldn't remember. Yeah, I had one of the Amiga 500s briefly, but when we moved, I didn't end up bringing it with me from Orlando. That's right. Now I getcha. Now I remember why I was confusing the two. And oftentimes the bolster is added, whereas mine is integral. Well, I don't know the executive there, Kevin. It's a barbecue knife for my buddy. So to be able to take, a pair of tongs in the barbecue, and barbecue tongs and a knife to be able to slice at the meat. It's not the best practice, but it is often done when you want to just check the doneness of something that's kept on a barbecue longer, and you don't have, say, a meat thermometer. That's what I thought. Okay. And if you look at my old one, the original one, you'll see I didn't put a ricasso on there. I did put a nice little swoop on here. So that's what I was thinking of doing again, um, to prevent the accidental sliding your finger into the blade, right? Oh, let's do it here. So if for some reason your hand were to slide off, it would end up being pushed away from the edge. You might just get a tiny little cut. So that's the way I designed it originally, and that's what I was planning on doing again. Okay, so I'm going to continue putting an edge all the way, or a bevel all the way down it then. All right, heat. Before my coals go out. That's right. Sam does a great job with the whole knife making 101. Sam Towns, he's actually, again, it's a matter of finding time to follow everything and whether or not I really cared about doing bladesmithing. But if you want to, get your bearings on bladesmithing, he's a hell of a good source to get it from. Yeah, so hold off on the audio book and do a pop-up book. I think that's a killer idea. I just open it up over here on my bench, and then I could actually take measurements from it and reference, reference the design from there. That would be killer. All right. A little deeper here. That's what she said. Nobody heard that, right? All right. Let's get this going. I still see it banana-ing a bit. Haven't decided what I'm going to do about that. Getting a twist in here, and I don't like that. I got to figure out how to get it out. So the first thing we'll do is warm it back up and we'll work on getting things straight again. Yeah, don't need to be eating the crayons. Beer breaks. That's right, Kevin. Yeah, well, exactly, Ben. That's why you're not seeing me. That's why you're seeing me try to get forced to finish here. Daniel caught me. Oh, I should have pre-bent it forward, even though I had cut it away too. I did not realize that. Take care, granddads. Hit it with a wooden mallet. That's not a bad idea. Except I don't have a wooden mallet, but I do have the equivalent rawhide. Rawhide. Get them doggies rolling. All right, let's see if we can get a better grip on it before we try to do that. There we go. Love the smell of rawhide in the morning. That worked. Not sure if it worked well, but it worked. Really have to come up with a better way to hold this. Okay, that straightened it back out again. And then remember, you own a vise. Then drop it, because the vise is useless to you if you can't hold on to the thing you're trying to put in it. Of course, I'm going to warm it back up again now because I don't like how it's at. Then we'll put it in the vise. The bopper. Wax on, wax off. Pop it, twist it, pull it. I love you guys. You're fun to hang out with. Oof, I just pulled my shoulder, reaching to the ground to pick something up because my back wouldn't bend right. Dag nabbit. Yep, almost 11 here as well, and that's when I finish. Oh, it's Ben that said that. Of course it's almost 11 here. It'll be, we'll get this thing straightened, and then we'll let it rest in the hot coals. That's pretty much what needs to happen next. And I've got some coked up coal for the next live stream. All right. Do 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 do. We'll do it like this. Yay! It's almost like you have a good camera for the purpose. You didn't have to remind me this time, gents. I actually remembered I have a vise, probably because I just used it. Probably the only reason I remembered I had a vise. Now, it's still... There we go. Let's take a look here. That's pretty good, but it's twisted. So I'm going to need to put it in there and grab my twisting wrench and give it a proper straightening. I happen to have that right here. Nope. Which way? This way. There we go. That looks about right. Let's get it off there and double check. Yep, that's getting closer. All right, we're going to warm it up one more time. It's just a little bit off center there. I don't like that. Not for leaving it resting anyway. We can get it better than that. I don't want it resting in that bend. I don't know how how to understand the whole idea of metal memory, but it does seem to have one. So there we go. That's better. All right. You heading to sleep, Daniel? Oh, wait a minute. You're telling somebody else to go to sleep. Sleep well, Ben. Run free. Oh, my goodness. Set phasers to stun. All right. What did I say I want to do? I want to straighten it this way. So we're going to grab it here. There we go. That's all it took. The tiniest amount of movement. No, I don't like it. Probably bent it in the wrong place. Let's try that again. right. That's straighter. That's straighter. It doesn't look twisted to me anymore. Let's go this way. Yep, doesn't look twisted to me anymore. All right. I think that is a point where I think I'm going to stop, so I don't mess it up any further today. We can mess it up further next week. We'll go ahead and let it rest in the hot coals. Come on, get in there. There we go. There you go. Cover it up. I got some, bury it good. Let some of that green coal coke up while it's just, yep. You can see it all just wanting to, you guys can't see squat. What am I saying? Without that fire cam, it's just me talking about it. Well, trust me, I'm a blacksmith. Would tell you that I did it right. I know what I did. No, I don't know. But what I will say is, maybe, just maybe, I can do that. Point it way over there and let you see that I covered that thing up good. There we go. There it is. We'll go ahead and even put a light on it. Don't think it'll matter. Can it see that light? No, it can't see that light. That's funny. Me trying to light up a thing that it can't see anyway. That'll just get in the way. Oh well. It is covered in coke and green coal, becoming not so green coal. We'll go ahead and bring us back to the anvil focus, so I've got that ready for next time. There we go. Let's zoom in and see if it zooms in where I want it to. Hey, look at it does. Good. Do the auto so we can get the light levels right. There. Oh, it's not light levels that's the problem. It's just very bright suddenly. The sun decided to pretend it exists here. All right. Yeah, it's a lovely anvil, I'll say that. I have no complaints. There's no, I could have probably spent the exact same money and buy somebody's legacy, and that would have been very cool too. But this means I've got something, distinctly my own. If there's anything that can be, any complaints to be made, it can't be made about the anvil, that's for sure. Only the guy wielding it. And as I like to say, don't be a tool, man. Don't blame your tools for your inabilities. So that will be the end of the blacksmithing today. Let's go ahead and turn this in a way. Let's go ahead and sit on the horn, but in a way that doesn't cause me discomfort. You know what I mean. But yeah, see, sun's trying to make its way through the clouds. How's it looking in your area of the woods, Ben? (1902). See, that's not even as old as my house. So Now, Daniel. So yeah, hopefully you guys get out there and make stuff. When I say guys, I should say y'all, because that's the most inclusive pronoun out there, right? Is y'all. All y'all, get out there and make something. Post it up on an Insta or a Facebook or something like that, and then make sure that we all get somewhere to see what you're doing. And then the turkey gobbled. They're being beautiful right now, that's for sure. I don't think I can put them on camera. Let's see. Will I zoom out that far? Do 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 do. There we go. But he just stopped being beautiful. Oh, there we go. He's doing it now. Right in front of the sawhorse, so you can't actually see him. A couple of metal projects today. Very good. Very good. You gonna take some snaps and post them somewhere, Kevin? Who doesn't love Mel Brooks? I mean, politically incorrect, sure, but with any malice, absolutely not. So yeah, that turkey's being a beauty. He's gonna. We haven't decided which male we'll keep. We're gonna keep one of them. The rest of them are gonna make an amazing turkey dinner for somebody. Like we said, we like to have that idea that we'll have they'll be raised well and they'll have one bad day in their life. That's it. But frankly, keeping a bunch of male turkeys around is a bad idea. You think you hear about chickens more, roosters more, but my roosters get along way better than my tom turkeys do. They're always out there deciding I need to prove that I'm the biggest and bestest. So, but they're out there being pretty. I don't know who they're trying to impress. So, no forging, Daniel? 2 brake jobs. Well, yeah, it's going to keep you busy. Yeah, Rob, I thank you for being here. I mean, I really appreciate you guys hanging out here because it definitely makes the time passing while I'm just waiting for the material to get hot a lot more fun than sitting here and singing to myself. So I do appreciate y'all hanging with me, and yeah, no, you won't sit on that horn. Um, but in the meantime, thank you everybody for being here. The time is always well spent. I'm always a little less stressed out from the week every time I get out here and do this with you. So until next time, love and light.